All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Saturday night, and that means Sportswire Radio is back, and we are in prime time because we are getting ready for a little backyard brawl, and we're going to be talking all things related to Triple W Wrestling with a slew of stars and a slew of familiar faces, especially if you've been following Sportswire Radio and, of course, our definition of all wrestling matters. And we kick things off here tonight with a man that certainly is no stranger to this platform, a man that is certainly no stranger to the squared circle, a man that has certainly had a decorated career and is no stranger to success. And he's going to talk about what he's doing coming up here in just 2 short weeks. And could he be reclaiming some gold and maybe even wrestling more than once? He's going to tell us about that, and also maybe how he's doing after maybe he took a break from diaper duty and maybe certainly daddy responsibilities. But something tells me here he's not going to be needing any of those responsibilities coming up here in about 2 short weeks from now as he gets ready for a huge weekend ahead. And of course, after all, it is May the Force and May the 4th be with you and Cinco de Mayo, and he's going to be a busy man. It's going to be all of it and some. So, ladies and gentlemen, this man needs no further introduction because it's the first time, though, he is getting this introduction here on Sportswire Radio. And so many of his peers, so many of his colleagues want to hear that introduction. We're going to give it to him here because, after all, that's what Sportswire Radio is known for. And he himself reminded me about that. I was actually working out in the campaign trail earlier today, and he was like, I got to get that introduction. I'm like, well, ask the Silver Wolf. Well, he don't need to ask the Silver Wolf. He's getting it right now because we are live on Sportswire Radio. So let's get right to it on a Saturday night. So we're done! Without further ado here on the Sports Report. Number one, Global Sports Show, the chairman of Triple W Wrestling. Simply put, his name is Loose My friend, Worcester's own. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I've been waiting for that for a long time, Mr. Tom Brace. The most famous announcer out there. That was perfect.
Oh, Loose Cannon, certainly. I don't know about that, but I appreciate that. I know you're certainly a happy man right now in Boston sports land. Red Sox got to win. Bruins are in action. Certainly, yep. We'll see if the Patriots get it right in the draft, but a lot to talk about. Well, the Patriot fans, most people aren't going to feel sorry for because of the amount of Super Bowls you've won, but different conversation. That's for the Friday night shows. But Loose Cannon, this is the first time you're actually formally here. You've been here a couple of times in the past.
Yes.
Kind of cameos, almost glorified cameo appearances, but you are going to be in the ring coming up on a weekend that's going to feature May the 4th be with you, May the Force be with you, actually, and also Cinco de Mayo the next day. And we know that Triple W is having their huge PLE shows, which are going to be the Backyard Brawl and the Backyard Brawl Aftermath. And for those that are listening and watching on Sportswire Radio, where all wrestling matters, Loose Cannon set the tables for us and what you're going to be doing 2 weekends from now.
So my first match is going to be a brutal 3 Stages of Hell match. I'm going against my opponent, Alchemist. It's going to be very brutal, and I've been doing this for many years. I did come back to wrestling with IMF.
Yes,
the Hall of Famers, Sportswire Radio Hall of Famers.
Yep.
Shout out to them for helping my career get back on page and stuff. But I have one match with Alchemist Three Shades of Hell. I also have a death match as well on May 5th. And I'm also in a triple threat for the top tier championship for the main event at Backyard Brawl. And I have plenty of other matches too. I just don't remember the match card offhand.
Well, wait a minute here. I mean, you've got all these different matches, but how are you going to be able to put up and be in all those matches? That sounds like a lot there. Most guys usually, now they wrestle one match, maybe back-to-back matches, and I interview a lot of people around the world here. But, for those that are listening and watching, how are you going to be able to compete in all of these matches there, sir?
So a lot of people ask me the same thing. Even Triple W rosters asking me the same thing. How are you going to do all these matches? And I said, it's not about what I want to do. It's all about the fans. Now, if the fans want to see something really great, it's all about the fans and what they want. I basically do this for the fans, and that's it.
But that's still a lot, though, in terms of, I know you want to do it for the fans. I know it's a big show. You're traveling. You don't get a chance to travel that much. But still, it's a lot, though, a lot to undertake. And, I speak with people all around the world. I speak with people, for example, we are very good friends with a guy, the natural-born fighter, R.P. Davis, who's considered to be the #1 independent wrestler in the entire country of Britain. We just had on not too long ago a guy named Rad Dad Radley Belmont, who is the GPS workhorse champion. We just had on right before even that a guy you probably heard of named Jimmy Controversy. Now these guys actually they wrestle basically 2, 3, and 4 times a week, but you're going to be doing multiple matches. It sounds like in one day, and I'm just curious the preparation and exactly how are you going to be able to pull this off?
So, shout out to Jimmy Controversy and Rad Dad. I actually watch them on Pro Wrestling Venom and GTS all the time. So shout out to them. So I'm not having all the matches all in one day. It's gonna be a couple. It's gonna be like a bunch of matches one day. So we're splitting them up for 2 days. So I'm not, putting them up, doing that to my body for the whole, whole day. So I'm probably going to have like 3 matches and then the next day another 4 matches or so. Like we're not going to do it all in one day. We're trying to prep. We're going to try to, they're going to have me basically rest up, do my thing and, rest up for the next day. Cause obviously everyone is right. It's a lot for one day, but we're not going to have me do like every single match in one day.
I got that. But let me ask you, though, a question. And I have to ask this because I was listening to something earlier this morning. It was about the whole situation with the Arizona Coyotes. And they were talking about the owner of the team. It's not about that, but it was about how certain people didn't ask the owner questions about where it got to where it was with the team going to Utah. And I have to ask this question, Loose Cannon. Now, I like you. Obviously, I like having you on. You've been a listener and a fan, but you obviously are going to wrestle in a couple of weekends from now, multiple times. You're going to have multiple, very brutal, as you put it, matches, intense matches. But from what I've seen, you haven't wrestled much recently, and there's a huge tell me your thoughts on this. There's a huge adjustment for the body to be able to all of a sudden go from where you're not really in any matches to where all of a sudden now you're going to be in multiple matches. And as you said, correctly pointed out, brutal, intense matches. So I'm just curious, how are you going to be able to, go into something like that? Because that seems, and again, Rad Dad and Jimmy Controversy, R.P. Davis, Dean Allmark, of course, a personal friend of mine. These guys, though, are pro wrestlers. Now, they go out and they don't do multiple matches in a day, but they do multiple matches in a week. But they've been doing that for years. So I'm just curious for the audience, how are you going to be able to get your body in the condition to go from where you're not wrestling currently to wrestling multiple times coming up in a few weekends from now?
So as everyone knows, a lot of like backyard wrestlers, any wrestler do have work and they work out and stuff. I've been training at across the street from where I live, that YMCA. Doing my cardio, getting ready, prepped and stuff. There is a little gym and stuff at the basketball gym in the YMCA and stuff. They have a boxing ring and a little bit of wrestling ring. So I kind of run the ropes and, take some bumps and stuff like that to get ready. But I'm going to do a little breaking news. The reason why I'm doing all these matches in the next day for those 2 days because I am pushing 40 years old. I'm about to be 38 years old, and
wow.
I do
When is
have
your birthday?
September 11th.
What
Yeah,
a day to have a
exactly.
birthday. I mean, and I could tell you because obviously I actually saw the smoke. I saw all of it. I actually, when I was growing up, went to school, and I was basically a handful of miles away from September 11th. And your birthday is on September 11th. I don't know if I should wish you happy birthday then.
No, I would, but it's a little.
But okay, but you're turning 38, and this is kind of as
This
maybe
is kind of like calling it quits.
well, as one wrestler might have said famous, this is kind of your pull up or shut up moment.
Yeah, pretty much. Shout out to one of my mentors, C2K. Yeah, it's kind of like put up or shut up. Yeah, exactly. I'm thinking about calling quits after this year, so I'm trying to get everything out of my system now before I'm going to be a full-time worker and stuff, and just a full-time dad.
Okay, I could certainly understand being a father. I could certainly understand putting food on the table. I think those are things that are obviously, worthy and noble things to do. I mean, I think that we're kind of realistic in that. But so let me ask you, okay, you're going to do these matches. Are you concerned about an aftermath, though, in terms of your body? Because, again, we know you got the baby. You've talked about the baby when you came on here a few months ago last. You've obviously got to put food on the table, got to make sure the baby's obviously, got the food and everything else. And, it's a challenging time in the world. I'm certainly one of the lucky ones in the world because, some people would say, oh, maybe you're a borderline Tony Khan, so I can go out, and BS the rest of the day. But you obviously can't do those things. So are you concerned about some of these matches you're talking about? 3 stages of hell, and we're talking about death matches here. These are certainly not for the faint-hearted. So are you concerned about an aftermath for your body after these matches?
Like all wrestlers are, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little worried about how my body's gonna feel after and when I come back to Massachusetts. How's my body? My wife and I are very nervous in how my body's gonna be because after that I have to work for the Red Sox and stuff. So
you work for the Red Sox?
I am definitely, I work for the Boston Red Sox. I'm a cook over there.
Oh, what? So you work at Fenway Park?
Yep. I work at America's most beloved ballpark, Fenway Park, yes.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, the Red Sox are on a road trip that weekend on the 4th or the 5th?
Yes, they are, yes. They're not back until, I believe, the 10th or the 12th.
So does the team have to know that – this is actually a legitimate question. Does the team have to know that you're wrestling? I mean,
no.
They don't have to
know.
I
tell them, and they're all interested in stuff, but a lot of people – we don't as coworkers and stuff, we don't really go in our personal lives or hobbies or anything like that because we're not that close.
The team doesn't have to know that you're going on a trip and stuff. They don't have to know. Okay.
As long as I don't put myself on a schedule, that's all.
No, understood. And obviously, like you said, the Red Sox are on a road trip, so you obviously don't have to say anything. But, obviously working in Fenway Park, I mean, I have to ask a side point. There's a lot of people who actually want to say some things to you, but I see it. I see. He could say, what's the view of the ballpark then for you? What's it like there working in America's favorite ballpark? Or America's,
so basically, the view is great. Ballpark. The view is great, actually. So anytime I work there, I get to watch it for free and stuff. If I have a day off, I get free tickets, so I get to go there and enjoy the game and stuff. But it was always been my dream job to actually work there. And then in once they called off the pandemic and stuff like that, I started there after the All-Star break and stuff, and it was amazing. There's so much love there, and whether they win or they lose or make playoffs or not, it's still a great atmosphere. And just to take in the whole view and scenery, it's just amazing.
All right, so let me ask you then this question. You're going to be in these matches coming up. You're the chairman of Triple W. What are your goals here?
So I've heard, I've been watching some podcasts. I watch your Sportzwire radio. And I watched some IMF Inside the Ropes.
Okay.
Now, I've heard, Hall of Famers and stuff talk. And my main goal is to basically try to get more people interested in, wrestling and all that stuff. But I just want to, and we all entertain people. So basically, like I'm just, telling everyone it's whatever you can do, follow your dreams, make sure that you want what you want for your dreams and reality and stuff, and try to make it happen. Do whatever you got to do.
Okay, all right. So let me ask you though this question, and this is your bucket list moment. Is this something then from what you're telling us? I'm gonna get to comments. I know a lot of people want to say some things here, but I want to ask you then this question specifically: is this kind of your moment where this is your moment in the sun? Is that what you're telling me here tonight? You're telling me that you're gonna do this here in a couple weekends from now, and this is kind of your bucket list thing that you've wanted to do and being a part of this triple W backyard brawl aftermath?
Yeah. So
Okay, tell me.
yeah. So I saw a comment in there and stuff like that from Mr. Famous James Taylor. If you don't mind, I want to address that.
Okay,
So
I was going to read them off chronologically, but if you want to address a comment, by all means, go for it.
So yeah, Mr. James Taylor plushie. So I know that's Mr. Taylor. So yes, I am the chairman, and so even if I'm the chairman, I'm also a competitor. So I don't consider myself, when I'm loose cannon the competitor, I don't consider myself management. So and HR and the GM and stuff, they make their decisions. Like they book the matches, I just confirm or deny them and stuff like that. That is it.
So let me ask you this question right now. Obviously, I don't know anything about anything, right? But if you're a chairman, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. You're the Triple W chairman. Is that correct?
Yes. Yep.
Now, wouldn't that make you, though, in a position of some authority, for example? Wouldn't that make you in a position of some sort of power? Now, again, I don't know anything. I don't know much about much of anything. I can barely hold a microphone and barely do things. But, I'm just curious, though. Would that make you, though, in some part of authority?
Yeah. Well, I don't. I think I'm authority, but here's the thing: like I try to be mutual with everything, but
Gotcha.
people will come up to me. Like I feel like I'm kind of like the Triple H Vince McMahon out of the company, but definitely not Vince McMahon.
Now, he was the chairman once. Now, obviously, it's a name I really loathe mentioning on Sportswire Radio, if anybody knows me. But now he was that individual who was named VKM. He was in power. He was the chairman of his company, and certainly
Yep.
he had an autonomy to decide if he wanted something or didn't. So wouldn't that make you in some form or another the option or the right to be in a match or some sort of match, let's say particularly, that may give
Yeah.
you some type of vested interest?
Yeah. So I just don't have just one. Now, I know a lot of people have been asking me all this time,
Sure.
like, do you just have one character or do you have two? So I have two characters.
Oh, I wasn't
have-
even going to go there, but okay.
So I have loose cannon, and then I have my alter ego, which basically, if another wrestler gets into like a personal storyline or something, I will then turn into Lethal J, which is a psychopathic, like a psychopathic, freak. He'll do anything to basically make someone bleed or make himself bleed. Like he's psychotic.
Okay. Well, what? I'm going to read off a bunch of comments here because I want to get to it here, and I know I've got only a little bit of time with you. First of all, obviously a company that you once upon a time worked for out there in Iowa, in Palo, Iowa. It is the Cedar Rapids as well, the IMF, and they have just dots there. So I'm not quite sure what the dots are there for. Obviously last night's guest, who's the ROEW champion of the world, wants to say something rather interesting. He says that this guy looks great. He said, "Congrats on beating cancer."
CJ Black, you really had to go there. But there has been some comments on Sportswire Radio and stuff like that. Did I mess up a long time ago? Yes, I did. But past the past and stuff like that, and I've grown.
No, and
You know?
I understand that, and that's why I'm giving you the opportunity. A lot of people, and I want to put this out there. A lot of people would say certain people shouldn't come on, other people should come on, but I'm here to give Triple W the floor. I mean, obviously, I'm giving you the chance. So I think people would want to hear what you might want to say about the experiences in Iowa last year, or, the experiences where, obviously Triple W, there's been definitely things that have been said out there. I try to give everybody a fair shake because, again, I believe in, everybody has a First Amendment, at least in the United States. Obviously, in the UK, it's a different,
Yeah.
obviously, but we have a lot of supporters out there in the UK, also some supporters in Australia or in Canada, and I'm forever indebted to those people. But I wanted to give you an opportunity because you're going to get these
Right.
questions. There's, people are going to pepper you. They're going to ask you these things
Yeah.
because, what happened. I mean, it's all, you're going to definitely get them. First of all, I want to say hello to another one of our favorites, obviously, who's also a part of things in Iowa. It is the resident rock star, Sportzwire's rock star, the Foundation's rock star, Sean Jovi. Not going to lie, he pre-gamed for this, and he says, "Happy 420 America," wherever you are. Did you celebrate 420 Day today? You could be honest.
I did, actually.
You did? Okay.
I did, but unfortunately, this morning I got some news, and my Triple W family have been there for me all day, which is the best. I consider them brothers and stuff.
Good. I'm happy to hear that.
I rather not say that on live because there's a lot of people that there's a lot of haters out there, but I know there's no haters on here, but I try to keep that for Triple W airs.
Like I said, I gave you guys the floor. Like I said, a lot of people would have said, don't bring them on. But I always give everybody a fair shake. There's one thing.
Right.
I want to address this real quick. There's one thing you could say about Sportswire that there's no other platform out there. With all due respect to all the other people out there, and I'm not talking about wrestling podcasts per se, but just in general, that actually we give people from the world of high school athletics, college athletics, professional athletics, wrestling, and elsewhere. We give everybody the opportunity because I am a man of the community. I am a man that has gone out there and has done his work and has served his community and has gone out there and has represented the public. So I always give people the opportunity to give a fair shake. So you're going to certainly be here and get those questions, but we're going to certainly let people say those things.
No, I know.
Jump in.
I know that. So you had asked me. I know that I heard a question for you about the IMF, like what my experiences and stuff with that. Now I gotta say, IMF and Cedar Rapids, Iowa was amazing. Now, yeah, there were some things that happened for when I got booked and stuff, and I did all that, bull crap, lies and crap. But my experience in Cedar Rapids, Iowa with IMF was the best experience of my life. Like, yeah, it was a little chilly and all that stuff and snowy, but I had a blast. Like, Owen Black and Soldier GP, Dirty Donnie, all the IMF wrestlers, Freddie Daniels and all them.
Myers,
they opened me with open arms and stuff. Like we were all awesome. It was an amazing journey for me to go there to Cedar Rapids, Iowa. It was like the best thing I could, the best experience I had when I was actually, when I was out there for that amount of time. Like, yeah, it was great. It was like, if anyone ever gets booked for IMF, which now they're blown up to the indies, like I'll go train there, be part of their indie company because they're one of the best, indie backyard wrestling company out there. And kudos to them. Congratulations to the Hall of Fames to them.
Okay, well, let me ask you, would there be anything you would have did differently or handled differently from your time there and things? Was there anything that you would have done differently now that it's been a year?
I would have took more advice from the Hall of Famers, Omen Black and Soldier, and just basically trained more and, put my heart and soul to it. At the time, I wasn't in the right space or anything like that, but I would have, if I could take everything back and stuff like that and train more and be in greatness, I would, but things happen, life goes on, like everyone says. They're doing a lot better. I'm trying to build myself up for Triple W and the company that I'm with. So, things right now are going great for them and for Triple W. So Right now, I have no regrets because we're all moved on to different pastures and stuff like that. So yeah,
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. That's what obviously you answered it, and I think that I'm sure people can find out and decide what they think about that. Want to say hello to one of my buddies out there in the great country of Australia. It is a little almost around lunchtime there, right before lunchtime. Mr. Ace Reed of the Wired Up podcast. Ace is also the one of the famous. He got about 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. How you doing? Soldier GP though asked you something, and he says, "I hope you're still beating cancer with those pills." Now,
yeah.
that's something you want to
That's
address?
why. That's why I was like everything. Yeah, I soldier. I already said everything, but congratulations to you. My deepest condolences to you and your family and IMF. I'm super sorry for your loss. Deep
Okay.
condolences.
Okay. All right. Now, obviously, we do certainly want to obviously keep Soldier and his family's thoughts in our prayers. I agree
Yeah.
with you on that. Also, here, you mean like Craven, Mr. Plushy? Well, obviously, Craven Rage, that's a name that, I think a lot
Yeah.
of people think
I could say a
or.
lot of things about Craven Rage, but I'm going to keep that in my arsenal. I'm going to keep that in the back.
You're going to say, now, am I missing something? Is he a part
All
of
right.
Triple W
So
Craven
a
Rage?
long time ago, I was in a podcast, or I forgot which podcast it was and stuff, and I had issued him a challenge. He
Oh, that.
accepted it, but I haven't heard from him since. I've heard just
Oh,
crickets.
I'm
I think Craven Rage fares Loose
interesting.
Cannon and Lethal J.
Wait. This is, I didn't know this, and I think this is very fascinating. So you mean to tell me, Loose Cannon, for those that are listening and watching on Sportswire Radio, where all wrestling matters, that you actually challenged Craven Rage, who's this backyard nightmare, ruler of the yard, and he's back on top, and he's supposed to be the guy who's at the mountain game and at the top of it. And you mean to tell me that you challenged Craven Rage and he never responded?
Yeah, well, he said he agreed, but I haven't. All I heard was crickets. I haven't heard anything since, and this has been going on for like 8 months to almost a year now.
You know what,
He's at the backyard king, whatever it's called. Like he's got to stop saying that because honestly, the only true backyard king in my eyes is Omen Black. Okay, he can't.
Black hasn't wrestled Craven
Yeah,
Rage.
WCE.
Ducked him too, huh? So you mean to tell us that for all this talk for about 13 and a half months, where Omen has been wanting Craven Rage, and Craven Rage is ducked him, and even recently at the most recent IMF show where it actually didn't happen again, you mean to tell me that Craven Rage has also been ducking the Triple W chairman, Loose Cannon?
Yeah, and Omen just actually did a comment. Yes, I'll get in back line, but here's the thing: I would love to see Craven Rage go against Owen Black or someone that basically has challenged him, but he's just running away.
Do you think
But
that
yeah, I'll wait for my turn.
You know what? It's interesting, and I know we'll get to some more of the Triple W guys in about 15 to 20 minutes, but Craven Rage, right, is obviously he's at the helm or one of the helms of what I think most people would objectively say, depending on the outcome of things here in WCE's Dead or Alive show, is of a sinking ship. Do you mean to tell me that Craven Rage couldn't hang with, let's say, the Triple W stars, whether it's Skulls? We know there's history there, the Big Bad Silver Wolf and Savage One and, Alchemist and all these different stars in Triple W. Do you mean to tell me that Craven Rage really couldn't hang with them? He just couldn't hang with them because he doesn't want to face Omen Black,
Well,
and.
yeah, like if you can't see, here's the thing. My theory: if you can't face Owen Black, what are you doing in the backyard scene and like trying to get your name out there? Yes, but
So
here's the thing:
are you saying that he's really the guy, not you, that is putting himself into power with kind of where he is? That even though he claimed,
yeah, like he's a
baffling.
champion. He's a champion right now.
Yep,
You
well,
know,
he's one of the champions. Yep, he's one of the
yeah.
champions.
But if I see somebody like Omen Black, the GOAT of my eyes, challenge someone like Craven Rage, and then they don't answer and they want to challenge other people, that's called fair. And I've challenged him months ago before anybody else has, and he's been ducking me. So I think, and it's not against anyone here, like Owen Black. I think Craven Rage fears loose cannon. That's why he won't.
Yeah,
That's why he
you know
won't
what?
answer me.
You learn something new every day on Sports by Radio. So Craven Rage, apparently, I guess he would be one of the people, unlike CJ Black, who talked about wrestling himself. Maybe Craven Rage wants to wrestle himself, according to what you're saying. And according to what you're saying, he's ducking you and he's ducking some of the best in Triple W. And maybe that's why some would say or allege that he wants to be on top in WCE, because WCE could be really an army of Craven Rage, James Marshall, and let's say Kodak Kid, and maybe some alter egos of different individuals in that company, and they could stay on top. Okay, well, you know what? That's a conversation for a different time. You learn something new every day. Want to say hello to friends over in a company that yours truly owns a portion of that company, with alongside the likes of Omen Black and Soldier GB. That is the Pride Wrestling Federation, and always good that I get a chance to have a plug from a company that I actually helped pay some of the bills for. So that's always good to know. Certainly, my finances have gone a long way in life.
Shout out to PWF, because I actually watched their channel. Amazing stuff.
Well, I'm glad you did, because certainly you make sure you do and tell all your friends, because PWF has picked up a lot of new subscribers since myself and some of the guys have picked up a portion of the company. And I think they're going to be doing some great things ahead coming up at Summer Bash in July. And I hope everybody gets a chance to check out the Pride Wrestling Federation page. We've shared a number of our shows on Sportswire through there, because after all, I have to plug myself. And certainly Omen and Soldier, they have an idea of what to do and helping the company. Some other great talent, some other great people I'm sure you'll see in the coming weeks and months there. And I'm happy to see that PWF will be reactivated. So thank you very much for that as well. And get in line for Craven. You're at the back of the line. Okay, so obviously I got about 10 or 15 more minutes with you. I want to bring in the Silver Wolf and get his side of the story.
Let's bring Silver Puppy in here. Let's do it.
Okay. So you know what? Before I do that, though, I don't know if I'm keeping you on or what the plan is or not, but I want to ask you, though.
Yeah, so they want me to stay in the whole thing, because they want HR wants to make sure everything's in line.
I'm gonna let you stay in, and we'll bring Silver Wolf on here in a couple minutes, and then what I'm gonna do then is, so summarize for me what you're going to do to your opponents and why you're going to be successful coming up here at Backyard Brawl and Backyard Brawl Aftermath.
So my first opponent would be the Alchemist. Now, I've never faced Alchemist, okay? But I would have to say, yeah, he may be a beginner and stuff, but I have more experience than him. And what I'm about to do to him probably might end his career, because I'm going to destroy him like he's never going to know in his life what just hit him. Let's see. Not Mace Black. Brandon Wolf. Bulletproof Brandon Wolf. Now,
Bulletproof Brandon Wolf. Yes.
Yeah. So I have on May 5th. I have a death match against him. Now, I've heard he's amazing. I don't know. I've seen a couple of his matches. He's actually really good wrestler. But I would have to say that he's going to have to, show Lethal J what he can do.
Let me ask you, though, one question before I bring these guys on. And I have to ask this question. If I don't do it, especially since I've actually interviewed guys that have actually, really done death matches. Have you done a death match before in your career?
I've done 2.
Okay.
And it was for a little company in Worcester called NCBW. It was my cousin. It was my cousin's wrestling company and stuff like that. We did it for a year or so. They ended it because of licensing that they had wrong or whatever it was. So we ended it. But the last time that we did, I did the 2 death matches. Both YouTube title was on the line for NCBW, and the United States title was on the line for a ladder match. So both combined, and I walked out winning those 2 matches by pitting both champions.
Okay,
it was brutal. I got put through a table.
Okay, well, you know what? If you've been in a death match before, I really hope that you guys know what you're doing.
But I'm not as good as. But there's one thing I can say: I'm not good as they say and as Owen Black, because they're better. I would have to say they're better than me. I'm not as good, but I'm trying to work up to it.
Okay, because I mean, obviously Omen's been in a bunch of them. Matthew Forsaken's been in a bunch of them, and obviously Jimmy Controversy is somebody that's a personal friend of mine. Actually, has been in many of them, of course, and a guy hardcore, Mikey Anarchy, and Obey's been here, and Mac 10. There's a lot
Yep.
of death match wrestlers. I would say professional death match wrestlers. As a matter of fact, hardcore actually wrestled Madman Pondo. And if you know Madman Pondo, he is pretty much like the living legend. But, speaking of people, though, that before I bring on the Silver Wolf, Mr. Craven Rage is here.
Yeah, there he is.
So you want to say anything to Craven Rage? Because you basically said that, he's been
No, Craven Rage. Craven Rage, I hear you're ducking Owen Black, but here's the thing. I challenged you months ago, almost a year ago, and you're ducking me. You must fear me. You must fear Omen Black. That's why you like, hiding in the darks.
Okay.
But Mr. Silver Puppy's here.
Yes, the big bad Silver Wolf who is
Oh,
here.
this is funny.
The champion is here. He is also the host of the Wolfpack Hour, which we just put up on the screen. I know we'll be joined by a couple of other participants here shortly, the World Crown Champion. And Mr. Silverwolf, obviously, you've heard some things here from Loose Cannon. We'll bring on some other people, I'm sure, over the next 45 minutes or so. So good to be with you once again, Mr. Silverwolf. And tell us what's on your mind for those that are listening and watching on Sportswire Radio, where all wrestling matters.
Loose Cannon. You want to call me Silver Puppy? You are more loose than you ever can, Loose Cannon. Is that why they call you Loose Cannon? Because you're loose?
So I actually had a nickname, and I'm willing to bring up this name. So shout out to Soldier GP, which his nickname for me is Loose Lips. So yeah. So, I could get a little loosey, but shout out to him because I love that nickname that he gave me because when I talk, I talk. But yeah.
By the way, we'll be selling merch to Triple W. These are my color for our Backyard Brawl. We have a creative director who's doing our merch for us.
Right.
For most of the wrestlers. Yes, he's talking about Backyard Brawl. True.
Let's talk about
I have a match against this known wrestler's first time debuting in Triple W, The Alchemist.
Yes, we're gonna, I'm sure, see the Alchemist here very soon.
I heard he's not going to be showing up, but I heard HR is going to be showing up.
HR is going to be showing up. Okay, all right. HR.
Oh boy.
The Alchemist.
Oh boy, HR.
I've been hearing The Alchemist running his mouth on the Tom Bryce show, in my comments on my show, on Loose Cannon's show.
Hold on, scratch that. Omen Black show. Get it right.
All right, Omen Black show, and Loose Cannon's podcast.
Now,
I'm getting tired of him saying that he's going to make
I want to know who else in Triple W has a podcast. I think you guys have probably more podcasts than wrestlers on the roster, right? I mean, was it Tyler?
Austin Tyler, Loose Cannon podcast, Phyllis Vac, the Wolfpack Hour, Skulls Talk,
C2K.
I already said C2K.
C2K talk show.
There's like seven.
Seven podcasts. Okay.
Did I add you to our thing? Plus, I added yours to our Triple W on my page for the 7 shows. I have pictures of yours in there too. I'm promoting yours too, Tom Bryce.
Okay, I certainly didn't know that. We have promoted this show particularly though into the Triple W show, but I appreciate that. But okay, so I'll leave that aside. But it's a busy month ahead coming up for you guys. Obviously, you've been in action recently, and you obviously are going to be a huge part of this card coming up. So let me ask you then, what are your goals here for the Backyard Brawl and the Backyard Brawl Aftermath?
Defeat the Alchemist and defeat the annoying pest keeps running his trap. Skulls. I'm taking that.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I'm taking his title from him.
And that will be
Now,
EAW Hardcore Championship, right? If I'm correct on that, this is for the hardcore title there. So you want to add another belt to the collection, and Skulls has it. And Skulls is somebody that's obviously tried to make a name off the backs of others like Craven Rage, certainly yourself. And I'm assuming then he's going to be traveling hundreds of miles to come to this backyard brawl, kind of like Loose Cannon. And that's where it's going to lead you, Mr. Silverwolf, to try to make an example of Skulls.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, there's one thing I did forget to mention to you, Mr. Tom Bryce. So there's one thing I forgot to mention. We in Triple W, we're going to have the first ever Triple W Hall of Fame.
Okay.
So we have a Hall of Fame coming up before the show, and I was talking to the management and Silverwolf and everyone from Triple W, and we would like to give you an honor of being our first radio celebrity Hall of Fame wing.
I don't know if I'm a celebrity.
In Triple W Hall of Fame. Well, to us, you are. You're the Reverend. You're the GOAT.
Tom.
Yes,
did a certain thing come to you yet?
Let me see if this might be it. Let me see. I don't know. I got a couple things here in the mail. So for those that are listening and watching, I'm sure people are looking, what is this in the mail? So I got two things in the mail. I don't know if this is one of the things, but let's open it up because we were speaking off the air. So we'll table the Hall of Fame thing for a second, but I will open up this for a second because obviously people are curious about that. So for those that are listening and watching on Sportswire Radio, by the way, please support Triple W Wrestling. Go follow them on YouTube. We'll put their link up in a second. Also the Silverwolves page we just put up. We have now almost 100 subscribers. I remember it was 40 something subscribers the first time you came on. Now you're at 90. So you're obviously, growing up in the world, and you'll have more subscribers than all of us here coming up. So let's open this shirt up for those that are
not more than you, Tom. Definitely not more than you.
I don't know about that. Well, I think this shirt.
Yeah. He's more greater than you. Sorry.
Well, I think I don't know if this is quite it though, but this is the first one here. It's a C2.
There it is.
Talk show, C2K. Talk show, C2K.
C2K.
I heard now, guys. I apparently though, and obviously, we want to thank C2K. Isn't he like an 80-time Hall of Famer, right? Isn't he 80-time Hall of Famer or something like that? I mean, so we're gonna put this open first. But isn't C2K now? Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if you guys were following last night, but there was some talk about C2K wrestling CJ Black, or maybe them forming a tag team. I don't know if that's going to happen, but there was some comments.
This is the first time I'm hearing about that. Like
on last night's show, yeah, that was on last night's show.
Yeah, so I know he said something about CJ Black, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen. But if when Triple W does blow up, maybe we'll send CJ Black some Skrilla, some basically paper, and have him come out and put on a show for us and be one of our main features.
Well, you know what? He's an interesting guy. I couldn't speak for him. Nobody could, and you'd have to ask him those questions. But I have a second thing. I don't know if this is what you're referring to, but I'm going to actually open this up here for those that are listening and watching because there's something else here. And at this point, my running joke, by the way, before I actually do that, is the only thing I wear in my wardrobe these days is wrestling shirts. It's funny. I'm supposed to go to a wedding in 2 weeks from now, and I specifically said I'm only showing up in a wrestling shirt. So they'll probably throw me out of the venue, but that's kind of what I'm hoping for anyway. At the end of the day, I hope they throw me out of the venue so I can come right back on Sportswire and go back on live, and who knows? Maybe we'll have C2K talk show, C2K, C2K, CJ Black, good guy, C2K.
We're actually going to have a crossover tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Well,
now we also have our own creative director doing merchandise for Loose Cannon, Lethal J, Alchemist, all the wrestlers. They scrunchies and lizards. Like keychains and stuff. We do have them on sale. We do have. We would have to get the link for everyone, but we do have merchandise coming that is almost ready, I think.
Sold
But
out, right? I
we
would
do
think
have
like
some merchandise.
sold out merchandise. I would think hundreds of people have bought this. I would think thousands have bought it, right? You know, merchandise is going through the roof, right?
We're working on expanding it. Yeah.
And we have this here, which is I don't think this is what you were. Looks like it's another C2K thing. It's the C2K talk show. C2K.
There it is.
Talk show. C2K talk show. C2K. So I guess you sent somebody said they sent me something, but I think what I got in the mail instead is C2K information. So I would just say that C2K, definitely looking forward to wearing these shirts. And I guess I didn't get what you said that I was supposed to be getting, but thank you, C2K. Obviously, C2K, a fellow Sportswire Radio Hall of Famer. So we thank C2K for the merchandise. And we see some other people here, pull up or shut up. Yeah, I guess I didn't get the pull up or shut up version. I guess maybe that one was sold out, right? Did Craven Rage get that one instead? Maybe Craven Rage got that one, right? I think because after all, Loose Cannon, you said Craven Rage is ducking you. So maybe that might be the one that you went to Craven Rage's house, right? Because after all, Craven Rage is really the
I know it.
Also here, that shirt is.
I don't think Craven Rage got the memo yet.
What's that? What did you say?
I don't think Craven Rage got the memo yet. Craven Rage didn't get the memo.
Well, he was here in the chats. I mean, so I'm sure that we'll find out here.
Yeah, he's ducking everyone. That's why Craven Rage, you're ducking.
Well, I mean, Jovi shirts have definitely got it going on because I actually have a Sean Jovi shirt, just like I also have a Foundation shirt. And in fact, I have a CJ Black shirt. I have an ROEW shirt. And I can't see what that is. And good job, Tom. You got that C2K towel to whip stuff up. I'm jealous. Yeah, I don't know many people that own a towel of the C2K shirt, but you know what? There you go. You never know on sports. Some history. Okay, so obviously we really thank everybody for the merchandise. I just want to put it out there. I have no favorites in merchandise because I have so many wrestling shirts that literally all I wear these days is wrestling. Today was actually doing one of my jobs, so I can obviously, pay the bills here and just, joke around like an idiot here in Sportswire doing the political thing. And I was wearing one of my wrestling shirts in there. And the people were like, the constituents were like, why are you wearing wrestling shirts? And I was like, well, here's my card. And like, oh, okay. There you go here. Craven Rage is still here, though, by the way. He just wants to say he's still here. So,
all right. Hey, Tom. I'm going to get this off my chest now, actually.
All right, let's go for it.
So,
check your
hold on one second, Civil Wolf. Hold on. So, Craven Rage, when are you ever going to accept Loose Cannon's challenge? Because I've done it before anybody else did, and you're ducking me. Are you scared or something? Because I feel like you're ducking me. You're scared. I feel like you're scared.
So you're
Craven Rage fears me. I could tell.
Oh, so Craven Rage fears you. He fears you.
Yeah, and don't forget, Craven Rage, I'll be in Wisconsin next week, so I'm not afraid to pull up.
Okay, so you're going to be in Wisconsin next weekend.
Yes, I'm going to be in Racine, Wisconsin on the 29th.
Okay, but
through the 6th, yep.
Well, Backyard Brawls the following weekend. But so would it be safe to say that maybe you might want to pay a visit to Craven Rage's house? He is the Backyard Nightmare, the ruler of the yard,
No, more like you said Backyard Nightmare? No, more like Backyard Creep.
I was wondering. Well, I'm gonna say nothing on that, but what I am gonna say something on.
Just like Silver Wolf did, Craven Rage.
I'm gonna say this though. What I'm gonna say is that because a lot of comments are coming in here, and I see it's getting interesting now. And I'll let Silver Wolf speak in a minute, but. Have you guys extended an invite to Craven Rage? Maybe you guys could invite him to Triple W. He's the Backyard Nightmare. I mean, he loves going out to different companies. I mean, he loves going out and wrestling to different places. I mean, he's obviously talking about IMF and DKW. He's going on here and challenged a guy that he's challenged James Taylor. Why don't you guys maybe send an invite to Craven Rage? Because Craven Rage is challenging everybody except from what you guys have told me, he hasn't accepted your challenge, Loose Cannon. So what do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Black, here's the thing. Yeah. You say you challenge him versus Snap, but here's the thing. He's afraid of me. That's why he's ducking me. He's ducking you for a certain reason because he doesn't want to get his neck broken. But for me, I'd probably murder him. That's the thing.
Craven Rage, if you are watching,
Oh, he is.
I dare you to step up against me for this.
All right, hold that. So, well, just hold that off. Like you have too many. You have a title match already. You're about to lose that title.
Now, if I could, Mr. Silverwolf, I know there's a lot of comments here, but there was some chatter from Craven Rage and some others that you couldn't necessarily run the ring ropes, and that maybe that's why Craven Rage didn't want a match with you. There was some talk about your ability to run the ropes, and that was maybe why Craven Rage doesn't want to have a Rage of the Champions there. Is that something that you've heard? Is that something you might want to respond to? Okay, well, if you don't want to, I mean, that's totally fine. I'm saying what I've heard through the grapevine from Mr. Rage.
Speechless for him. That's the first time I've ever seen Silverwolf speechless.
Okay.
I get what? I can't run the ropes?
That's what I've heard through the grapevine.
I can run the ropes.
Okay, because I just
Craven likes to run his little. Craven Rage likes to run his little trap. He thinks he's the ruler of the nightmare.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I told him, he steps in my town, my turf. I'm going to show him who is the wolf of the yard. It ain't going to be Craven. Craven is nothing. I'm not afraid of Craven Rage.
So you feel more confident in this challenge than like an Anthony Steele, let's say. This one you feel more confident with. This one you feel like that you got nothing to worry about here. Nothing. You won't even break a sweat with this one, right?
And Craven, I got something to say to you. Play with a wolf, get bit.
All right. So hold on. There's a comment from Omen Black. Now get it straight, Omen Black. It's Luke Cannon. I never said I was better than you. That's the thing. I never said I was better than you. You would hurt him, and then I would kill him after you hurt him. That's what I'm saying. You soften him up for me, and I'll do the rest of the damage.
Craven Rage likes running his mouth and says he could take anyone out and calls me Scooby-Doo, little puppy. You know what he is? He's not the nightmare. He's just a little shadow, like running his little trap. I have more respect for the boogeyman than I got respect for Craven.
But I've also got comments.
Same here.
I've also got a comment though from Sean Jovi that says that you can't run the ropes. He actually says you can't run the ropes. That accurate?
I don't give two shits what they say anymore. Honestly, I'm not part of WCE anymore. I left them.
Now on WCE TV,
so you can't. That's the thing. You can't talk crap about them. Then, if you're not part of that company, you shouldn't do that. I'm trying to get a match with Craven Rage because I smell fear coming off of him.
He is scary.
Now, Sean Jovi, I've seen Sean Jovi's stuff. He is a resident rock star. He's one of the best.
I love Sean Jovi. I get along with Sean Jovi. I don't have a problem with him.
Okay,
Craven Rage.
Yeah,
every time I love Sean Jovi. Craven Rage.
Now, would you like me to bring on some other people? I see I got a couple of other people here. I got guys in the backstage from Triple W.
Triple W?
From Triple W. I got some guys that want to come on here. Can I bring them on?
Who is it next?
Go ahead. Let's do it. Yeah, sure.
I hope I think it is. Please say it is who I think it is.
Oh, Skulls!
Speaking of the devil.
Oh, boy.
There he is. What's up?
Oh, if you think you can run the rope.
Well, that's what people, I got to say.
More like you can run the jump rope.
Well, if you can't run the ring rope, how would you run a jump rope? That's something.
I can run the ropes, Skulls.
Okay.
So when I face you, trust me, you'll be the last one. What happened?
Oh, the savage.
Jeez. There's my partner.
Who disturbs my slumber?
Okay, I got something. I for whatever reason I'm echoing. So somebody has me on here. So I got 2 seconds. I got to bring somebody on who's got a breaking news announcement. If I don't do it, I know you guys aren't going to like it, but I'm going to do it because he's got something that he's promising is going to change the face of Sportswire Radio and everything else as you know it. So let me bring him on. Let me do it and see what he has to say because he's promising that this is going to be a game changer. So let's do it here. Let's do it here. So hold on. If somebody is, let me take who's off that's having me echo because I think it's going to be Skulls. Let's see. Nope. Is it Skulls? Nope. It's going to be Savage One. That's my issue. There you go. Savage One has some little bit of audio issues, but I know I got somebody else on here, but I got to bring this person on because they're saying it's a huge development, and I'm going to do it. I know it's probably something it was a big surprise here, but while we do that, if you're out there, please support Triple W. I can't stress this enough. Support Triple W, triple minus W minus wrestling. Also, YouTube at Silverwolf397, and he is here live. Anthony Steele, you said you promised the world here something big.
Holy shit.
Give us the breaking news that you've got here that's going to change the face of, who knows, maybe the wrestling world as we know it.
Well, if y'all know me, y'all know there's been some things that's happened in my career. But I want to bring on a new friend of mine, someone that y'all know very well.
Do I know him well? Do I know him well?
You know him well. He's been on Sportswire Radio. Have you been a Hall of Famer yet? He's a soon-to-be Sportswire Radio Hall of Famer.
So I definitely know him then.
He is a champion.
Oh, I think I know where this is going. Go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the Resurrection Wrestling Internet Champion.
I knew you were going with this. I knew it.
The Flames, boy.
I tell you what, hell has, but you know what? Hell has frozen over because, these guys here, I don't know how much they've watched this man, but this man literally, I want to put it out there for the audience. This man literally, D'Angelo the Flame, is almost kind of our modern day version of Rick Rude, where Rick Rude famously appeared in Nitro and Raw in the same day, ECW in the same week, and also kind of our modern version of Taz and Mike Awesome, of course, because D'Angelo the Flame, for those that don't know, actually showed up unannounced in the Alliance Wrestling League as the Resurrection Internet Champion, showed up in their Gold Rush Rumble, then on top of that actually defended his Internet Championship in another promotion, kind of like what happened nearly 24 years ago between Taz and Mike Awesome and D'Angelo the Flame and Anthony Steele. I mean, wait a minute, Anthony Steele.
We
You don't work for
someone
that
else.
company.
We got, because it says friends.
Oh,
Right?
friends. Yeah?
Friends. So
Do I know this guy?
Let me also bring on one of the owners of Resurrection Wrestling.
Oh, I definitely know this guy. Boy, you know what? Never say never in the world of wrestling, huh?
That's what I'm saying. Like, all it takes is a good talk. All it takes is one talk.
And by the way, I just
One
want to say this,
simple talk.
Mr. Tibbs. I've been praying for you, thoughts and prayers, and anything you need, you let me know. Thank you for all that you've done for this platform. Thank you for all that you've done for this sport. And you've forever got my support anyway outside of wrestling. I just want to put that out there for the audience.
But one thing I do got to ask, whether it be in Resurrection, whether it be now in NOCW or anywhere, who would like to see finally the match of Anthony Steele versus D'Angelo the Flame?
I'll tell you what. You know what? I'm going to cut these guys off for a sec. I know it's their moment, but this is a bigger moment. This is a bigger deal in wrestling. How about this, Anthony Steele? You ready for this, Anthony Steele?
No, don't say Petty. Say Drake.
We also
How about
got.
this, man? How about this one?
We also got Drake.
I know this guy. I've had him on my platform. How about this? Anthony Steele, you want to have a match with one of these guys? How about you both come on at the same time live on Sportswire Radio to talk about it?
You down for that, D'Angelo? Me and you. Sportswire Radio. We set the time, we set the date. We
Set the time and place, I'll be there. Now, this is news. This is certainly holy fill in the blanks. D'Angelo the Flame, you keep topping yourself over and over. I don't know how you do it.
That's why she pregnant all these.
We're at a show.
Okay, well, why don't you guys go? This is huge news. This is Anthony Steele and Resurrection, and with friends in the back like D'Angelo the Flame and Drake Golddragon. I mean,
It's crazy. It's kind of scary.
Hey, Tom. All wrestling matters.
Oh, wrestling matters. Amen to that. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, hell has frozen over. Apparently, you know what? Anybody can have peace now.
What have I always said? Never say never.
Never say never.
Never say never.
And the only reason hell frozen over because I left hell.
And you know what? Maybe next time out, the both of you guys go in the Hall of Fame. I know.
Every promotion together.
Amen.
One broken
Amen.
bond.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
But thank y'all for letting me have my little shine.
All right. Well, you guys go, and I'll certainly see all you guys and love you guys, and we'll definitely see you soon. All right. That was Anthony Steele, and of course, Anthony Steele, and he's back with Resurrection Wrestling, and he's friends with D'Angelo Flame. That was breaking news there. But, guys, obviously, you're going to have to try and top it. I know it's going to be tough, but what is going on? Skulls, good to see you. And Savage 1, you're going to have to follow that up. But what are you guys going to be doing at Backyard Brawl?
Backyard Brawl.
Yeah. Backyard Brawl. Give it to me, because right now I'm in a good mood. Don't ruin my mood. So tell me what you guys got.
The Savage One will feast my first victim.
What is it?
And that is Austin Tyler first.
What's the camera under the Alchemist?
And then, and only then, during the aftermath, there's a next victim I'm going to feast. And that person knows who he is.
Okay, thank you for that, Savage One. Skulls, always good to see you. I know we've heard a lot from the Silver Wolf about your match for your hardcore title. Certainly give us some Skulls Talks likes when it comes to what's going to happen at Backyard Brawl between you and Silver Wolf.
So, Silver Wolf been calling me up for this hardcore championship title. So the reason why I've been champion as long as I have. So the reason why Austin couldn't even get close to me. That I nearly almost put him in the hospital. Now 1 year later, the same man that I almost ended his career when I made my WTE debut want to call me out? Why didn't think he's going to have the same outcome? That I permanently put him on his shelf. Then I got Super Wolf enjoying his puppuccinos from
You're making me
Starbucks,
laugh. Oh.
thinking that he can walk away with his hardcore champion. Forgetting the most important date.
May
You're not just
18th.
me one in May, but you're facing me twice.
Like I said, I'm going to kick your ass in my town. I'm going to kick your ass in your town.
Skulls, what have you learned from your time in WCE that's going to make this match a must-watch?
Since I left WCE back in July,
yes,
I knew I needed to step up my game. Then when they invited me back in October, when I originally had supposed to face Silver Wolf in a tag match, Mother Nature decided she wanted to ruin everybody's plan.
Maybe it was a blessing in disguise if you think about it, because it gave you time to maybe train and prepare, hopefully, to what we'll expect at Backyard Brawl.
You know how I got his attention? You know how I got his attention?
Tell me.
The thing is about Silver Wolf.
I brought his family involved to get his attention.
Yes.
The thing about Silver Wolf, I got advice from certain people what I need to improve on and what I can use against you. And I want to thank Jimmy Controversy giving me some good pointers.
Good.
When I met him for the first time at SPW, baptized in blood, over a week ago in Los Angeles, California. I got to get some good advice from a guy who happened to be a deathmatch king.
We mentioned that when we were talking about the match about 20 minutes ago. Yep.
Correct.
Okay. Well, you know what? In the interest of time.
So yes. I've been training my ass off. And now Silver Wolf wants to come to my territory, an arena that's going to be full of SPW guys that just got it done doing one of their biggest shows, thinking that you're going to have to walk in and survive with cable, ladders, and chairs.
I done ladder matches.
Well, speaking of cable, ladders, and chairs, we are joined. After all, it is his show. It is his platform. He is the host of Inside the Ropes. If you haven't watched it, you should watch it, because if you haven't watched it, you probably should, especially if you're going to be out there in the ring, whether you're Craven Rage, whether you're these guys here that wrestle for the Triple W promotion or any other promotion out there. He is the DKW World Heavyweight Champion. He has held many other championships. He is also a hardcore god. He is a boogeyman of the Midwest, and his name is Omen Black. And by the way, he is only one of two-time Sportswire Radio Hall of Famers, alongside his arch nemesis, Justin Parsley. But certainly, I had to throw Justin Parsley's name in there because Justin Parsley,
you had to throw him in there.
He actually told me the other day that he wants his name mentioned like every day on Sportswire. He eventually wants to be a 17-time Sportswire Radio Hall of Famer. So
you know what? I'm looking for my 3-time. So hopefully, if I can work my own show, they'll come soon.
It will actually come soon. We could do that Inside the Ropes. We could technically make you a Hall of Famer for the host of the Inside the Ropes.
Omen Black, the GOAT, the greatest of all time.
I have the power to make myself a Hall of Famer, like CTK.
He's like an 80-time Hall of Famer. I didn't know there's that many Hall of Famers.
Now.
Well, now you do, I suppose.
But, I want to come on here and say, good luck to you guys. But I hear a lot of chatter about a death match. And Joe, or Loose Cannon, my bad. I know you by your real name, dude.
It's all good. We're good. Don't worry about it.
But Loose Cannon, you sit here and claim that you've been in so many death matches. Where?
Like I said, NCBW. I've done some others in other places that I remain. Let's remain that at a different timeline. But here's the thing: I may have done death matches, but there's one person I'm not ready for. One person, I'll admit it online. I'll admit it on Sportswire Radio right now that I'm not ready for. As the boogeyman in the Midwest, Omen freaking Black.
Well, duh.
But here's the thing, Omen Black. Hold on one second. I do got to say something because I saw your comments earlier. You may have challenged Craven Rage first. Well, debatable on that, actually. No offense. But
okay, I'll let you continue. Right, correct you.
Okay, well, I'll make you a small little deal. If he accepts your challenge, okay, I will literally do my best. I will do whatever it takes, and I will literally, if he accepts your match, you beat him, okay, which we all know you will. I will put my career on the line against Craven Rage, and trust me, Craven's career, he ain't gonna win.
Wait. Time out for a second. You mean to tell me that you're putting up your career against Craven Rage should he show up to Triple W? Do you want Craven
wherever
Rage?
He accepts a challenge. Wherever he accepts a challenge.
So I got to jump in. Do you want Craven Rage to put his career up also on the line? Because people might actually want to see this match now. People might actually, what? Could this be the last time we see Craven Rage in a ring?
So here's the thing. I'm going to make this challenge right now. And I'm sorry, Omen Black, I have to.
No, go for it.
I officially challenge you to a career versus career match.
Ladies and gentlemen, could this be the final times that you see Loose Cannon and Craven Rage in a ring? I mean, maybe this is what Triple W had a plan after all. You know, forget about Anthony Steele's bombshell development that he's good with Resurrection Wrestling, and D'Angelo the Flame has once again done another holy fill-in-the-blanks moment. Loose Cannon is challenging Craven Rage to a career versus career match. I mean, if you thought you were a fan of Craven Rage, all of a sudden, forget this now. I mean, I know Skulls and Craven Rage had a match once upon a time.
And
I
I'm
know,
ready to survive.
but I know now that Loose Cannon versus Craven Rage, I mean, this could be it. I mean, literally, this could be it. If you thought that you had nightmares about watching Craven Rage and Loose Cannon matches, forget that now, because this is it. No, seriously. If you thought you had nightmares on Sportswire when you had some of these shows, you're like, well, what are these guys talking about? Well, now they're going to wrestle in a dream match. I mean, this is a match. This is not a nightmare match. This could be a dream match for people. You know, forget about tonight. We talked about people who couldn't run the ropes or can run the ropes, or people who've been
in the corner.
Or guys that certainly, you know, have talk shows, and we have more talk shows than wrestlers, and we have Hall of Fames. Forget all of that. We've got a dream match in Craven Rage versus Loose Cannon, career versus career. But the ball is in the court of Craven Rage. But if we know one thing, ladies and gentlemen, Craven Rage told us on Tuesday's show. No. Craven Rage told us on Tuesday's show that he may not be a part of the system, but kind of is the system, because he had some way to get Mark Packer to give him a title shot. So if Craven Rage is the system, he's not going to go and wrestle in this match, because if he's the system, it means Loose Cannon, your career is going to be over, because you told us tonight that even though you're the chairman of Triple W, you're not a part of the system. You have no role in determining these matches. You have no way in telling who wins or loses. But it sounds like Craven Rage was able to, in front of a live crowd, somehow get himself a match that allowed him to be back on top and to be a part of the system. So it sounds to me like, Loose Cannon, you've got a really valid challenge, and a lot of people would love to see it. But it sounds to me like Craven Rage, since he's a part of the system and he likes to be on top, it's probably not going to happen now.
Well, here's the thing, though. If he does have the balls to actually accept the challenge and not run from me, like he always has been for the last year or so.
So it's not Omen Black anymore. It's been
when
you.
I do.
Wait. It's not been Omen Black anymore. It's not been Anthony Steele, not been James Taylor. It's been Loose Cannon. You've been the guy. You know, I don't listen to anything. I know nothing about wrestling. I know nothing about anything. What I've learned tonight, Loose Cannon, is that Craven Rage, he hasn't been ducking Omen Black the last year. You know, Anthony Steele, forget about him. He's nothing. You know, James Taylor, forget about him. Jack Delta, forget about him. Justin Parsley, just for you, Omen, forget about him. Forget about Jackson Law. Forget about, Atomic Titan. Forget about this guy, the Zack Attack. No, it's Craven Rage has been the guy that has been ducking you all along. It's not anybody else. And it sounds to me like the same outcome is going to happen to the same situation of those other names, because we know that
he's afraid that I'm going to win and then I'm going to take his spotlight. That's what it is. He won't accept, he probably won't. He won't accept my challenge because he's afraid that when I beat him for the career versus career, I'm going to take his spotlight. That's why I smell the fear. That's why he's too chicken to accept my challenge.
Why don't you challenge Jay Stereo then? Challenge Jay Stereo, because you know that match could happen. Because you know Jay Stereo, that
he'll dance all around you.
Or even challenge Zero, the hero.
Jay Stereo would be a name. So maybe that's who you should be challenging.
Or Manchester Dark, the guy that
Nicholas Crenson.
Oh God.
Okay, now you're hanging yourself. Stay on.
No. I'm throwing the name. I'm not challenging him.
Oh, okay, because stay on message.
No, I'm not challenging him. I'm just saying, people. Here's the thing. I have a lot of respect for Nicholas Crenson, all these Sportswire Hall of Famers. But one thing that Craven Rage that I have in common with every other wrestler, we don't fear other wrestlers. Okay, Omen Black doesn't fear Craven Rage. Nobody here fears Craven Rage, but he fears us. He's been ducking Omen Black. He's been ducking me. He's a ducker. He just is a wimp. And to your eyes, he doesn't want to take challenges because he knows he's going to lose. Now, Owen Black, I'm not disrespecting or anything. You are the GOAT, but I'm just saying, tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. He's afraid. He fears you. So he doesn't fear you?
He doesn't fear you.
Oh, so here's the thing. No. Hold up. Well, if he doesn't fear me, why doesn't he accept the challenge? That's the thing.
I'm gonna tell you what I tell him, and he's probably gonna feel the same way towards you. You're not on my level, kid.
Well, here's the thing. He's never seen me wrestle.
That's how Craven feels about you, probably. That's how I feel about Craven now. You know why? I first started calling out Craven. Now, since I did, everyone's coming out of the woodwork, challenging Craven Rage, making it relevant, making it popular, like it's a goddamn trend on fucking YouTube. No! I did it. I was the first relevant person. I know he's getting challenged by Killer Rabbits, other Joe Schmo, C2K, pull up or shut up.
I thought they were going to be a tag team. I thought they were going to be a tag team.
Well, if you remember, Tom, back in the way past, C2K was supposed to go to WCW and face Craven Rage.
We knew that wasn't happening.
I remember that.
We knew that wasn't happening. Just like, some would allege that there's a wrestler out there that actually wrestled C2K. And, he said some of the things that, some people had said about Silver Wolf not running the ropes. Now, you can watch WCE Silver Wolf on the TV on their channel at WCE Heat and figure out if that's true. I'm going to say that watch Silver Wolf and All Wrestling Matters, just like I'm going to say watch C2K, All Wrestling Matters, and RWA out there and in that match he had with Stephen Havoc. But, that's what some people say.
I'll say this. The only person that, besides Killer Rabbit, that god-awful character, the only person that Craven Rage felt like he had a chance against, no offense, Skulls, was you. And I'm just going to call spade a spade, Skulls. You fell right into his trap. Good job. Now, Loose Cannon, you sit here on this pedestal you put yourself on, thinking that Craven Rage is fearing you. He's scared of you. He won't face you ever. Loose Cannon, don't think that way. It's not true. This ain't a fairy tale. This is real life.
Well, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this real quick. So
I know I like to talk for so long. You cut me off. How dare you on my show?
I apologize. Go ahead. I'm so sorry.
Now I want to get back to this whole challenge thing. So if I beat Craven Rage, you'll put your career on the line against Craven Rage, correct?
100%.
Okay, so when I beat Craven Rage, whenever he decides to pop up, I hope that it's a career versus career. I hope you guys get a count out, both of you at the same time.
Well, if it's a count out, does that mean your careers both end?
They both lost. It's not a win, is it?
No.
Now, here's the thing. Now, what I'm going to say,
the rules was they have to win to keep the career, correct? A draw is not a win.
So I will make this a promise, and this one, and I'm going to make this public right now.
No.
If you, hell no. Sorry, Tap Taylor. No way. No way in hell.
Why not, though?
You know what? I think this.
I will put money on that match.
The real money match, let's be honest here, is Killer Rabbit, C2K, Loose Cannon, James Taylor. That's the real money match.
Okay, first of all right. So like I was saying, if he ever accepts his challenge or he accept whatever that match happens, you have my word that if that match ever happens, which you guys, Craven Rage, you have 1 week until I fly out there on the 29th, that week to accept my challenge. Here's the thing. And I promise right now in front of my...
I'm sorry, I'm reading emails while you're talking.
So, I literally will say this in front of Triple W as well, the roster, that if Craven Rage accepts the challenge, I will put the career on the line and everything on that week. And I will not back down.
Hey, Tom, can I say one thing to one person that's not in here, but he's in the comments?
Sure. Sure, show it.
Brandon Wolf, why do you hate Anthony Steele so much?
I was going to say nothing.
I think at this point it's a jealousy thing. Brandon, I like you. At least you have the balls to step in the ring with me. But move on. Please, move on. Anthony Steele, I'll dare say it. I beat him. But he's one of the best talents that Backyard Wrestling has got to offer.
How about we just saw him tonight with D'Angelo LaFlame? You want to talk about it?
I know. Shout out to D'Angelo. I hope I see you at Summer Bash.
Well, you never know.
Or the other guy was with him, I don't know his name. He seems weird, but show up to Summer Bash.
Yeah, that was Drake Golddragon was in the background. That was Drake Golddragon, who's their national champion.
Drake Golddragon nuts on your Silver Wolf's face. I don't care. Just show up to Summer Bash.
Well, I'll have them both live. It sounds like from Anthony, but he did say, though, hello to you, Brandon. Bulletproof Brandon.
Like I said, I like you, but you got to stop. Anytime Anthony gets brought up, you're gun-ho on, leading a riot against Anthony.
So,
like I said, he's my co-host for Inside the Ropes, so I gotta back up my guy.
Well, you guys are just, what you guys do on Inside the Ropes. In fact, I'm going to break it here for those that are listening and watching. We're going to get to these guys' closing thoughts from Triple W and this Backyard Brawl. But you're actually going to get something here first on Sportswire Radio. After all, it is Omen Black's show. I'm actually going to do the honors for him. I am actually, for whatever reason, I don't know why this is, but I'm actually going to be a guest on Inside the Ropes. It'll be May the 5th, so certainly Cinco de Mayo. I'm going to be on that show, 10 o'clock Eastern Time, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. So you're going to certainly see. Hopefully, I don't do as bad a job as some prior guests in the Inside the Ropes, but certainly I'll try my best. I'll try my best, but I'll certainly be on the show, and these guys will, they'll waterboard me, they'll grill me.
It's gonna be a great episode, Tom. We're gonna eat tacos and talk wrestling. What's a better episode?
You can eat the tacos for me, but I've done countless podcasts other than my own, but I look forward to it. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be on the Inside the Rope show, which is, by the way, hosted by Omen Black, one of two-time Sportswire Radio Hall of Famers, alongside Anthony Steele, who's the real deal.
I'm actually a 3-time. I just made myself in the Hall of Fame Inside the Ropes. Boom, beat you to it.
Well, you have to get the citation first, because I actually have to do that for you. I'm gonna let you know. I actually have to.
I'm talking CTK. CTK beat you to it.
Well, he's an 81-time Hall of Famer, Bobby. But you know what? Let me get to everybody here before I get to end the show here. So Savage One,
who's this weird guy? Who's this creepy guy in the corner?
Savage One, you're from the Dark Realm. Tell me what you're gonna do at Backyard Brawl, the Aftermath, and anything else to your opponents in the ring before we sign off.
Triple W. Heed my warning very well. 1 week from Saturday, the Savage One arrives to seek his vengeance on his first victim. Starting with you, Austin Tyler. The one golden rule you should never break is to get on my bad side. And since you pissed me off, that guy, come back or brawl, I'm going to finish you nice and slow.
I'm sorry, Mr. I'm laughing at this.
So, take heed, Triple W, and you, Austin Tyler. Beware the Savage One!
So,
at first, I thought that was a Hostess cupcake for a second. Thank you for putting on the mask here. I actually did used to enjoy those Hostess cupcakes, but that's not a Hostess cupcake you were seeing.
Did I just win the weekend?
Okay, so, Mr. Tom Bryce, can I just say one thing?
Go for it.
Savage One, you tend to forget we have a triple threat for the top tier championship at Backyard Brawl. You're worried about Austin Tyler. You have to go through me first.
As for
So
you,
don't worry
loose
about Austin
cannon,
Tyler. Worry about me when I beat the hell out of you for that title.
Just saying, this price is better.
as for you, loose cannon, you and I are going to get well acquainted very, very soon.
You also have to get past my brother first. Lethal J's no joke, buddy.
Yeah. I tell you what, we'll come back to you last. Skulls, there anything
Everyone
else?
here has a brother. Everyone here has a brother, apparently.
Skulls, I want to get to you. Anything you want to say to anybody out there or your opponents and anybody else for final thoughts before we sign off for the evening?
So, Silver Wolf, I'll be seeing you May 4th. But before that, for those who do not know, I'll be celebrating my 1 year with Value Wrestling Connection this weekend.
Very good. I know Valley
Wrestling. To kick your ass, Silver Wolf. Then on May 18th, I get to kick your ass again when you decide you want to come to California for Hellraiser. So you can keep saying what you're going to do because you already exposed yourself more than once. I haven't seen you put yourself in training. So you think that you're ready for Craven, you're ready for Omen, you're ready for the GP? But first, you need to go through me first before you can start calling out anybody else.
That's certainly some of Skull's talks there. There's certainly some Skull's
Who are you
talks.
talking about?
Silver
Wolf?
Yeah.
Never heard of him.
All right, Skulls. Good deal as always. Always good to see you, Skulls, here on the platform. And Valley Wrestling
Very
Connection
funny,
is
homie.
obviously
You don't know
a
me?
company
Really?
I know very well. And
You know me.
All right, well, I'm going with you,
You know me,
Mr.
homie.
Silverwolf. I'm going with you next. So, is there anything or anybody you might like to address right now, or anything else that you want to say before we say sayonara?
Skulls, I'll see you May 4th in my territory. Racine, Wisconsin.
Back up a little bit.
Then I will destroy you in Yorker, in California. So, prepare for the fucking beatdown you never got before from me. I'll see you May 4th.
Clear that I'm shaking.
You're not gonna be
in my
living.
boot.
We're not done with you in that ring. Like I said, Skulls, I'm gonna make sure there's a body bag for you. One ticket home to your loved ones when I'm done with you.
Can you please back up? I smell the diamond dog food on your breath.
All right, well, good stuff, Silverwolf.
Silverwolf, if I were you, I'll lay off on the kibble and the Scooby snack.
One ticket home to your fucking family.
Is that a newspaper?
Yeah, I was wondering what the hell that was.
All right, so thank you, Silverwolf, for the kind words there, and we'll certainly see what happens there.
Yeah, kind of words.
Loose Cannon,
Yeah,
I'm going to give you some loose. You are the Triple Crown, the Triple W World Crown Champion, certainly not could be confused with Royal Crown Soda once upon a time. But Loose Cannon, I'm going to give you some thoughts. Anything else you want to share or say to anybody out there before we say sayonara?
Just check out Backyard Brawl on Triple W YouTube channel.
Triple minus W minus Wrestling and Silver Wolf 397, which is where you can see Wolfpack Hour tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time.
Also, on May 5th, I will be uploading on Loose Cannon Podcast channel. I will be uploading probably the day after the death match between Brendan Wolf and myself.
Now, are you on YouTube also with Loose Cannon Podcast?
Yes, the Loose Cannon Podcast. Yes, I'm always on it.
Okay.
So it's called a Loose Cannon Podcast.
Okay, I'm gonna look for that, and I'm gonna hit that sub button for you.
So, like I said, everyone, stay tuned for Backyard Brawl Aftermath, May 4th and May 5th. It will be a banger of a show. All these talents are going to put on a hell of a show. I do want to thank the Reverend Tom Bryce and Mr. Omen Black for letting us be on the show and promoting us.
Okay, and for whatever reason, two things here. First of all, Loose Cannon versus C2K. Why not that match? C2K is your mentor. Why not have your match with your mentor?
Here's the thing. So we were going to have that match, but unfortunately, C2K cannot make Backyard Brawl because his mother is sick.
Thoughts and prayers, obviously. Thoughts and prayers. What about Zack Attack?
Yeah, no, that name is no longer.
He doesn't have enough shorts to get there.
So
let's just say that he's no longer part of Triple W.
Ah, I see. Okay.
He might have to hitchhike his way up here.
Oh.
He doesn't have any clean shorts to travel, so.
Let's just say, long story short, yeah.
He's the skid mark of Triple W.
Well, what'd you say, Omen?
I said he's the skid mark of Triple W.
He's the skid mark probably of anywhere he's wrestled, but that's a different
wait, don't forget, didn't Anthony Steele say, and I quote, that when he bent over, there was a skid mark on him?
That's my joke.
I don't want to go down that road, but if you've
let's not do that right now.
If you've watched him in the ring at NJGPW, he's wrestled matches where one of his opponents actually went like this. Okay, but let's move on because I obviously want to say we have nothing against Zack Attack and we respect what he does in the ring. How come I haven't been on these podcasts yet? Inside the ropes, he meant to say. That's a good question. I don't know, Omen.
Let me know when you're available.
I just said when I could do it. I mean, I actually had to think about when I could be available. That's actually the next day I would be available. So
I forgot to say something. Mr. Taft Taylor, I forgot to mention something to you. So I've been thinking about this a long time. Don't worry, it's not a challenge for a match, I swear. So
maybe he should bring you guys on the Nemesis sessions. That's it. That's the post. That's the comment. That's it. That's the quote. That's what you want to say. That's it. That's it. You guys go on the Nemesis sessions. All of you. Think about this, right? 40,500 subscribers, 78,000 on TikTok. I mean, if you thought the Craven Rage James Taylor show on the Nemesis sessions was Oscar winning, if you thought that was Emmy Award winning, if you thought that was better than, let's say, CM Punk on Ariel Hawani show, or if you thought, listen, the Stone Cold Broken Skull sessions where Chris Jericho came on there as an AEW employee, I mean, could you imagine you guys all before May 4th? Listen, make it happen. Get in touch with him. He's at Taft Taylor. I got this for you. Taft_Taylor on Instagram. Go and message him and say, you know what, guys, we got to do this together. We can all go on together. The Nemesis sessions, because, Sportswire, it's boring for you guys. You guys don't know what you're talking about. Who knows? I am a bad host. I know nothing about you guys. James Taylor, I mean, he's legendary. He's the personality of the year on Sportswire. That's where you got to go. I'm telling you, Nemesis sessions. Forget about
that's your challenge, James Taylor. I'm challenging you to put us on your channel.
And you know what? Maybe you guys, I even got a better idea for you guys. Here's a better idea before Omen gets to the final thoughts tonight. You guys could all challenge James Taylor on who's a better talk show host. Think about it. You guys are all these, Emmy-winning talk show hosts. You guys are almost like the Jay Leno, the Johnny Carson, the Conan O'Brien of, wrestling podcasts. Forget about me. I'm a nobody. I'm a Johnny come lately.
Man, I wish James was here right now.
Well, you know what? I'm sure if Mr. Taylor, he would like to say, you know what? Maybe I want these guys on. Maybe these guys are the future. Forget about that episode with Craven Rage, which was, groundbreaking. I mean, it was just, riveting audio. But forget about that. You guys all on the Nemesis sessions, this would be a wrestling fan dreams come true and some. This
It'd be a
would
big moment
one,
for you guys.
I'll tell you what, this is the one that people would mark out for. If that's a word you can use in wrestling, I don't know what it is. Some people tend to use it that claim they're in wrestling. I would look at it, though, it's kind of maybe in a different way, kind of like your fanboys moment almost. Maybe it's a better term, right? Because that's a term that's more believable. This could be a fanboys moment. You know, I mean, I could go on and on and on about the great things about Triple W. I could go on and on and on about the Silver Wolf Wolfpack Hour and C2K Talk Show. I could go on and on about the Tyler Ark Show and the Drip Effect. Forget about all of it. You guys going on the Nemesis sessions, operatives out there, those operatives out there. That, you know, who else could James have? I mean, Alexander Kelly, I'm sure, has been on there many times. I mean, you know, Atomic Titan's not going on there. I mean, we know that's not going to happen. I mean, Anthony's been on the Nemesis sessions before. I mean, you know, Jack Delta's probably not going to go on there.
I've been there.
You guys have been there tons of times. CJ Black's already been there. You know, Chris Craven's already been there. You know, Jackson Law's definitely not going there. Aaron Blaze is definitely not. Aaron Blaze is not going
I think
there.
I was on there once with Omen Black.
You know, Chase Wakefield's not going there. You know, Mr. Judgment, he would never go on there. I mean, Mr. Judgment would only go on shows that he would have to, you know, feel only he could go on. You know, we love Mr. Judgment, though. I don't want to make that, you know, clear. But, you know, the point is that you guys go. I mean, and Fletch would never go on James Taylor. But Fletch doesn't even know who James Taylor is. I mean, Fletch doesn't even watch his own show. So how he would go on James Taylor's show? But the point is that you guys on the Nemesis sessions, I mean, that's it. That's the post. That's the post on Instagram, on Facebook. That's the commentary, the final words for the evening for you guys. That's where you guys could be as a potential landing spot. Maybe you guys could even convince James to invest in the company after all. He's got 40,500 subscribers on YouTube. I mean, you know, that's where you guys could go. I'm telling you. James is, you know what, he's got a busy man, and, you know, he's obviously got other things to attend to. Understand.
Yeah, look at that picture. He's busier than hell.
I was going to say it looks like a freaking yacht.
Well, he's obviously a very successful. He's a very successful man. I mean, he makes me look like I've got like 1 penny in my pocket. I mean, you know, the point, and I've got a lot more than 1 penny. I can promise you that. I could probably buy AEW if they wanted the company for sale. But the point is that well, not quite.
I'm paying you good.
You know, mommy and daddy, let's say, put a few dollars in my pocket. No, I'm only kidding. The point is that James, you know, I'm just saying. I mean, James, I know James is probably busy man right now, and he's, you know, probably out somewhere. But James, if you're out there, these guys could be a dream interview. Could be one for the ages. That's all. Just saying. But I've spoke my piece. Omen Black, I'm giving you the final words because it's your show, and, you know, you obviously also own something, a portion of with me called the PWF. So I'm giving you the PWF. Your show after all, and maybe we could make you a 4-time Hall of Famer because you actually own a portion of the PWF. So I told you I would think of things. There you go. This is why
I pay you the big bucks, Tom. You're a thinker. You think outside the box. I like it.
I try.
But I want to say good luck to these guys for their show coming. You know, it's a lot of title matches, but I want to say this. The real prize on this show right now is the DKW World title. But I don't want to talk about me. I want to talk about PWF. You saw in the comments earlier, PWF will be returning at Summer Bash in July, and we will crown the first ever PWF World Heavyweight Champion. And this title, I promise you, it will outshine the previous title, the Uprising title. The Uprising title will look like a secondary title, what the World Heavyweight Championship will be. Top competitors, elite talent. Don't miss it on PWF.
And that's our YouTube channel, by the way. So make sure you hit that sub button for the PWF and make sure you support what Omen and Soldier are doing with it. And, you know, we look forward to the future of it.
And Dalton's gold.
Dalton, great guy, Dalton. Actually, I want to give Dalton a big shout because Dalton's going to come on the platform actually in a couple of weeks. And thank you for reminding me about that because I actually had a fantastic conversation with him yesterday. And today we spoke for a little bit. I had like 5 minutes and I gave him 5 minutes. But I know you've been in touch with him as well, and he's going to talk a little bit about maybe clearing some things up because there was some different things put out there about PWF, and he's actually going to clear the air for us, and he's going to talk about the future of it. Obviously, you and Soldier are obviously going to handle a lot of that with him, and I'm looking forward to him coming on here, and just as I'm looking forward to also coming on Inside the Ropes, and hopefully I won't break the ropes for you. Hopefully I could run the ropes for you when I come on the show on,
Unlike someone here.
Are you guys talking about Dalton from GTS?
No.
No, we're talking about from BYCW, Dalton Skulls.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about Bill Floyd Dalton.
No, not quite. I hear you though, but no, this guy, you see it here. That's our link. So if you haven't yet followed PWF, I've actually been sharing a couple of shows. You subscribe, exactly. I mean, and after all, many of the shows I've been actually putting out there. So make sure you support them, and hopefully you do that.
I have subscribed to him already.
Thank you very much for that, and I hope you continue to do that. And fellas, good luck out there on the 4th of May. I look forward to having you guys on after the fallout from it, and maybe we'll see if Craven Rage responds. Maybe we'll see what happens between Skulls and Silverwolf. Savage one. It'll be, I'm sure, a dark realm for you.
I just subscribe to it.
Thank you very much. And I subscribe to you also. So there you go. I told you, Silverwolf, I take care of you. And there you go. So we got 534. So thank you very much.
Before we go off the air, what size shirt are you, Mr. Tom Bryce?
I'm a large, actually.
Okay, I'm going to. I'll probably talk to you privately about that. I want to send you a merchandise shirt.
Well, you know what? Maybe when I actually get invited to this wedding, I'm going to get thrown out of. I'll make sure to wear your shirt. Maybe that's that's and you know what? And you know what? The crazy thing is, it's actually my mother's wedding, so I'll make sure to get thrown out of that wedding with the Loose Cannon shirt. That's going to be my dream. You know what, Loose Cannon? I'm going to have made it in life. If I get this shirt 2 weeks from now and I show up in a Loose Cannon shirt and I get kind of basically thrown out of the venue, which is actually literally right down the street from my house, I can come right back on the Sportswire and say, Loose Cannon, this is why you're a Hall of Famer. So there you go. But
okay, first, Brandon Wolf, man, chill.
Yes.
Chill.
Well,
I like you. But
maybe stop. Brandon, why don't Brandon come on the Nemesis sessions? Maybe they could talk about it. Is that a good idea? No good.
No, please.
I don't think. I like Brandon, but I don't think he'd keep up with James.
Okay. So maybe he could start off then at the C2K talk show back. Maybe go back to C2K show. C2K.
I like Brandon's, but I don't like. I don't. He doesn't. No one deserves to be on C2K. It's just that elite show.
Well, I tell you what, that music before we start off for the air. C2K talk show. C2K, CJ Block, tag team, maybe so, because we know Craven Rage and C2K won't tag team at Summer Bash because we know that Craven Rage is ducking Loose Cannon. He's ducking Omen Black. We will see if he is part of the system. We know that Sean Jovi versus Craven Rage coming on up at Dead or Alive at WCE. We kind of know the outcome because we know that Craven Rage has got the system in his pocket. That's why he's not going to wrestle Loose Cannon. Maybe we will see if he's going to wrestle anybody else. Thought he was going to wrestle Omen Black coming out at the last IMF show. Didn't see it happen. Wrestled at the pre-show. Craven Rage, the king of the pre-show. Just like he might be the king of the pre-K. Craven Rage, WCE Interstate Champion. A champion of 3. After all, ADT said that he was a champion of 3 letters rather than spelled as 5. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in. We were on Sportswire Radio with Omen Black. It is After All his show. Alongside me was Loose Cannon, the Triple W chairman. We had the World Crown Champion, Silver Wolf, the Big Bad Silver Wolf. Don't eat my house like Little Red Riding Hood. Skulls, Sportswire Radio Hall of Famer, Savage One. I'm not quite sure who you are, but thank you very much for coming on. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce. As you can see, I'm trying to get canceled and thrown off my own show because Omen Black is saying we got to get this guy off the hook because we need C2K day because he could actually rhyme. I'm the guy that can't rhyme, even though I'm from the place that actually was where rap was born in New York and Brooklyn. Thank you very
Goddamn
much
right.
for tuning in. I will be back tomorrow with somebody I have no idea who's coming on.
One-time,
Thank
baby.
you very much, Brandon Wolf, for the comments. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening on Sportswire Radio, where all wrestling matters. We'll see everybody tomorrow on Sportswire Radio. Is your voice of all wrestling and your voice of all nursery rhymes, the Reverend Tom Grice.
And if you're not down